everyone. Today, I want to talk about a debt that is never repaid. I want to talk about the invisible burden of being a perfect daughter. Not oppressed, not abused, just perfect. Psychologically, this is known as early emotional labor. Sociologically, this is known as unpaid work. But culturally, this is praised as Meri Bahadur Botu. The brave daughter, of course. And she is not defined by what she wants. She is defined by how well she manages other people's expectations. She's emotionally mature early, she understands family's tension without it being explained. She adjusts constantly. We are not asking them to climb mountains. We are just asking them to be the emotional landfills of the family. We are just asking them to be the sons when there is a bill to be paid, a crisis to be managed, or a guest to be served. But return to being the quiet daughters the moment they have an opinion of their own. I spent my childhood being praised for my maturity. But maturity in a child is a polite word for neglect. It means that I've learned to hide my tears because my mother was already crying. It means that I've learned to have no needs because my parents were already stressed. I became the third parent even before I was done being a child. The perfect daughter isn't a person. She is Ghar Ki Ronak, the light of the family. Sounds so lovely, right? But have you ever looked at the physics of a candle? To give you light, it must consume its own body. The perfect daughter is the unpaid CEO. She is the one who knows which medicine her grandmother takes, why the water bill is overdue, and which kind of voice to use exactly to de-escalate her father's mandate. She carries his family secrets like stones in her pocket. She hears her mother's whispers of regrets at 2 a.m. and carries that way to her 8 a.m. exam the very next morning. This has created a sense of hyper-independence that the perfect couples carry. We don't ask for help, not because means wrong, because we know that help in a patriarchal war usually comes with strings attached to it. We are told that we are see because we are allowed to, certainly. We are allowed to have a career. We are allowed to work. We are allowed to exist. And we are allowed to, exactly, apparently allowed to be. But that freedom is not a right. That's a lease. A lease that can be cancelled the moment we start deep-pocket. You can go, but don't let it affect the kitchen. You can leave, but don't speak louder than the men. We are living in this state of negotiated agency. We are constantly calculating that if I do this for them, maybe they'll let you do this for myself. It's a 24/7 eternal trade deal and it's exhausting. We are the most educated generation of women in our district, yet we are asking for permissions to exist by the very people who claim to be our biggest supporters. We are lions on a leash, told to be bahadur, but as long as we don't pull too hard. And the most dangerous part about being the perfect daughter is that you eventually lose your own self. You become a mirror. When your parents look at you, they see their own success, their own honor, their own upbringing. They don't see you. You become a ghost in your own life. You spend all your life anticipating when a human around you play. That when someone finally asks you what you want, there is only silence. You don't know because you were not raised to have wants. You were raised to have responsibilities. The present moment is uncomfortable as it exposes a gap. A gap between how progressive we believe we are and how conditional our support still is. Between celebrating good life publicly and managing them privately. Between empowerment as an idea and empowerment as a lived experience. True empowerment is not about a gold pedal or a high-paying job. True empowerment is the right to be mediocre, right to be messy, right to spell without it being a national tragedy. To all the parents in this room, I just will say this. Your daughter is not your soldier. She is not your replacement son. She is a human being who deserves to be known, not just utilized. If her strength is the only thing you love about her, you don't love her. You love the convenience she provides. Parents, let's retire the idea of a perfect daughter and stop asking our daughters to be perfect and great, and let's start asking them if they're happy. And to all the daughters, you're not a product. You're not a filler of the house that refuses to acknowledge your pain. Their worth is not a currency you pay for your parents in exchange for their love. You're more than that. Way, way more than that. The past broke our backs. The present is exhausting our souls. So I am here to demand a basic future. I am stepping down. I am residing from the ruin of a perfect property. I am dying being the son that is to me and being the daughter Melik's daughter. I am stepping down from the pedestal as the view from the pedestal is lonely and the air is too thin to breathe. And today I am not asking for your applause. I am asking for all the daughters to go home and for the first time in your life, put the burden down. Be tired, be loud, be messy. Let the house shake, let the grass show. You're allowed to be messy, you're allowed to be mediocre, you're allowed to be a disappointment and failure if the cause of the pride is your own mental health. It's time we start being perfect, start being brave. It is time we start being free. Thank you very much.